Hi, good morning everybody. Welcome to the Early Bird. I'm half awake. The bird has sung and let's get on it, guys. We had a busy night last night. Let's get on these games so we don't drag out this video. And for those of you that didn't see it, interesting day in the NHL yesterday in playoff hockey. So let's go to the first one. We start out east. Here we go. Okay. We got Tampa and Florida in this one. Verhaeghe scores in the third period. Panthers edge Lightning in game one. Let's look at the numbers. And the Panthers outshoot Tampa in this game 28-19. They also had the edge in faceoffs 54% to 46. 1 for 3 in the power play. The Lightning were 1 for 2. Big hitting game, of course. 54 hits for Florida. 55 hits for Tampa, 12 blocks Florida, 21 Tampa, 16 giveaways for Florida. Tampa had 7, and they had 16 takeaways, folks. 16 takeaways in this game for Florida, only 2 for Tampa. Shots on goal per period. 9-6 in the first, Florida. 6-4 in the second, Florida. 13-9 in the third, Florida. So Florida sweep, a very tight game, tight, hard-hitting game, as you would expect with these two teams. Scoring. Reinhart opens it up at the 6:17 mark, makes it 1-0. And then Hagel replies in his bid to have a good playoff, makes it 1-1 at the 16:04 mark. So we're 1-1 after 1. No scoring in the second. We go to the third. Verhaeghe from Barkov and Tkachuk at the 58-second mark, and that basically sets the tone for the period. As now, do they hold on to leads like they did last year, Florida? Because they were good with this last year. Florida then makes it 3-1 into the empty net, and of course, then Stamkos gets the tying. That would have been the tying goal on the power play at the 1950 mark. Game pretty much over there. So I don't think any surprise in that game. Not a surprise. It was a hard-hitting game, a tight game. You're going to have that, I think, all series with these two guys. I don't think this is going to be one of those series that we have a surprise to talk about here in a sec. But in this game, I just want to run through it briefly. My thoughts on it. It looked like one of those typical games from our division. Really, it looked like one of our divisional games when you watched these two go at it yesterday. I mean, Tampa were ready to play them, but you could just tell this is the time where Florida's a bit better than them, and I think they're going to exercise the ghost eventually and beat. I think they're going to beat Tampa in this series, but it's far from over. Okay, let's go to series number 2. We got 4 series to talk about. Rempe Sparks Rangers to game 1 win against Capitals. Let's look at the numbers here. Shots on goal, 31-21 Rangers. Rangers have the edge in faceoffs, 55% to 45. 0 for 2 on the power play the Rangers were, and the Caps were 0 for 4. 31 hits for the Rangers, and the Capitals only threw 20 hits. Bit of a surprise there. You would figure the Capitals are their one edge they might be able to have, at least try to have an edge, is physical play, but the Caps are getting older, folks. We'll see what happens in this series as it unfolds. 21 blocks Rangers, 17 Caps. Rangers had 4 giveaways, Capitals had 3. Rangers had 5 takeaways, the Capitals had 3. Shots on goal. 7-4 Rangers in the first, 11-9 Caps in the second. Rangers take over in the third with a 15-6 wide margin for that 31-21 total. Scoring. Rempe opens it up from VC and Goodrow, makes it 1-0 in the second period at 4:17. No scoring in the first. Panarin from Trocheck and Lafreniere makes it 2-0 33 seconds later, and they're in the driver's seat at this point, and a minute and a half later, VC from Goodrow makes it 3-0, and pretty much that's your game, folks. Those 3 goals in that 2 minute and 6 second span pretty much did the game. The Caps Fervey makes it 3-1, but you know, when your lower line guys are the only thing showing up at 7:31, and really that was it. Kreider basically puts it away. It was put away at this point. It makes it 4-1 at the 16-17 mark of the third. So really, the Caps, it looked like they were going to hang around after the first period. And I watched this game, and once they made it 3-0, I knew the game was done. You could just tell the Caps just didn't have it. I might be wrong about this going deep this series, because the Caps just looked old and tired as the game progressed, I thought. And the Rangers just looked like a home ice team should. They just caught fire and just rode it out after that. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in that series. It's early. It's only the first game. Let's go to the West. Jets score 7. Yes, 7. Hold off Avalanche in Game 1 of West first round. Let's look at the numbers. Wide edge in play in this game, folks. 46-23 shots on goal for the Avalanche. Face-offs 55% to 45 for the Jets. The Jets were 1 for 2 on the power play. The Avalanche were 2 for 2. This was just a crazy game, folks. 55 hits for the Avs, 46 for the Jets. The Jets had to block 25 shots, the Avs 10, 6 giveaways apiece, and 5 takeaways for the Avalanche, 3 for the Jets. Shots and goal per period. And this is how the game went, in my opinion, folks. 14-8 Avs in the first, 11-9 Avs in the second, 21-6 Avs in the third. Scoring. All right, get your popcorn, folks. This is going to take a while. Nichushkin from Manson makes it 1-0 at the 6:10 mark for the Avalanche. Morrissey from Connor and Dillon reply at 8:02 for the Jets. And we have a tie 1-1. And let me open this up. Nemeshnikov. Let me open this up, guys. I can't see it. I can't see because it's so small written. Maybe I should cut it at 3. Nemeshnikov from I follow at 11:57 makes it 2-1. It seemed like every time I was updating myself with this game, there's a goal scored. 2-2 Wood ties it up at 14:47, and then McKinnon makes it 3-2 Avalanche. And this is all in the first, 3-2 Avalanche. And then Scheifele at 15:05, and Scheifele less than a minute later ties it up. We were 3-3 after 1, and it doesn't stop there all game long. We just had this period, which was a quiet period, the second, where only 1 goal was scored. Lowry gives the Jets a 4-3 lead going into the third. Then Lowry again at the 3:31 mark of the third makes it 5-3. And Jets start running away, make it 6-3 Connor with his first of the playoffs at 5:51 from Morrissey and Scheifele. I'm not saying all the assists in the game, guys. It's just too much to report, and I want to keep this video short. So 6-3, the Jets a commanding lead here, and it becomes a shootout. Lehkonen makes it 6-4 about 40 seconds later. Connor again makes it 7-4. About 2.5 minutes later at 8:54, and then Makar makes it 7-5 at 12:24, and Middlestat gets his first of the playoffs at the 19:30 mark, but that's as close as the Avs come in this wild one here. So 7-6 final, very unexpected, very unexpected. I would have, if you asked me to score that game before it would have happened, would I be surprised at the hitting? No. 55 hits to 46. No, these are two teams that can hit. The Avalanche, to me, though, tells me they're ready physically. This team is ready. This is not what they used to do the years the Avs used to choke, folks. They'd always have 22, 21. They'd have wuss hits where they got mean that year. They won the Stanley Cup, and they did this game after game. They're ready. They got to get the goaltending. Georgiev can't do this crap. Come on. 7 goals and 23 shots. You know, if they're going to have that kind of goaltending, they can't beat anybody. So Georgiev crap the bed in that game, plain and simple. And the Avalanche pay the price for it, but we'll see. Because if they're going to continue playing like this and outplay the Jets like this, they're going to win the series. They'll come back. We'll see, though. Let's go to the nightcap. Canucks rally in third, defeat Predators in Game 1. This is a fun one to watch, actually. All right, we'll look at the numbers. 22-21 shots on goal. The face-off 56% for the Canucks, 44 for the Preds. 0 for 2, the Canucks were in the power play. The Predators are 1 for 4. Canucks had 39 hits. The Predators had 32. I thought they'd have more in a game like this, especially a tight one, but it was a good, hard-hitting game, even though the hits look a little light for a playoff game. It was a good game. 14 blocks for the Preds, 11 for the Canucks. Preds had 6 giveaways, the Canucks had 3. Preds had 5 takeaways, the Canucks had 3 shots on goal. 6-4 Nashville in the first, 10-6 Vancouver in the second, 10-7 Nashville in the third. So you can imagine what kind of game this was. I mean, this was really a fun game. Scoring. Oh, a little small again for my eyesight, guys. First thing in the morning, Jason Zucker opens it up, 1-0. Preds after 1 at the 16:15 mark from Yossi and Jankowski. Then we go to the second, Lindholm from Joshua Zadorov makes it 1-1 at the 47-second mark, and you could sense they were going to come on. And then what happens? Ryan O'Reilly on a power play, 10:46. From Nyquist and Forsberg makes it 2-1 after 2. And it looks like the Preds might hang on and win this game, folks. It did. And what happens? You look at the 8:59 mark, Suter from Hughes and Besser ties it 2-2. But here's the kicker. Joshua from Garland and Hughes, 12 seconds later, there's your game winner right there. And the place went crazy. It was fun to watch, actually. And Joshua, an empty netter, seals it up at 18:32. That's your game there. So 4 games, 4 good games. If you're going to ask me the surprises in this game, no surprise in Florida, edging Tampa. Not a surprise. The Capitals looking as bad as they did, if I could say that, after the first period, the Capitals just looked like they were spent. That was a bit of a surprise. The Jets beating Colorado totally surprised me the way they did it. If they would have won 2-1, you know, and it's because of goaltending, okay, I can get that. But 7 goals they let in on 23 shots. This is something to be concerned with. All their numbers look good and their game looked good. Their goaltending looked awful in this game, just awful. And the Canucks replied like a first place, good home team should in this game here. So guys, that's it. Don't want to drag it any longer. That's a report. I'm waking up. I'll see you guys maybe throughout the day. If there's any Sabres news, I will be here instantaneously. My eyes are glued to that. I'm hoping we hear something with the boys, something going on with the coaching, something, because this is bugging me now. This is getting my mind off the Sabres at least, though. So I'll see you guys in the next video, the next early bird video. If I get some sort of thing going on with the Sabres, I might do some videos later on today. We'll see. Till then, guys, have a good day.